Hacktoberfest is an event created by DigitalOcean to encourage more developers to contribute to open source. Hacktoberfest month is wild. In Novo, we managed to get more than 5,000 stars every year during Hacktoberfest. During Oktoberfest, there are two main events that you can have. One of them is an event on your GitHub repository, and another one is an event external to your GitHub repository. We will talk about both of them today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nevo. I'm a full stack developer with over 10 years of experience doing marketing for the last 3 years. Welcome back to the channel. I mainly talk about open source, tech, and marketing. I've managed to grow Novo, the open source notification infrastructure company, from 0 to 31,000 stars in less than 2 years. So let's talk about Hacktoberfest. Hacktoberfest is happening during October. This is a crazy month that was started as an event by DigitalOcean to encourage more and more developers to go and contribute code to open source. So during this month, you're going to have tons of developers just looking to where they can contribute code. Now this month is a little bit also spammy because people just trying to be part of the motion. They contribute a lot of typos and readmes and things that people don't really need just to be part of the action. And it's making a very big headache for most of the developers in the company. If you ask most companies what they think about Hacktoberfest, they will tell you this is a spammy event, we don't like it, we better just do things on our own. But I think in a marketing perspective, this is very good for your company. It can take you from being an unknown repository to tons of visibility and recognition in a few days. So in Novo, we created 2 events. One of them was Hack Squad. Hack Squad was an event that was external to Novo. It didn't live on the Novo repository. We created an event that every developer can come, contribute code to any repository they want, same thing like Hacktoberfest, and win some swag and prizes. We created it actually in a smarter way than what Hacktoberfest did. So here is what we've done. First of all, we thought about scaling. How can we make sure that other developers have an interest to bring other developers to the competition? Because there's a limited amount of prizes, so people would not want to bring other people. They don't want to compete with more people. So we created Hack Squad as an event with teams. Each teams have 5 team members. So they all contribute together to open source. Now, a lot of the teams don't have 5 people. They can invite other team members to their team to help them to contribute code to open source. So that's just out of the box. The second thing was to create a ticket that is shareable on Twitter or LinkedIn. So we created like this nice thing of I'm participating in Hack Squad 2023. And the thing is that we said that if you share it on your Twitter, we will have a giveaway to all the people that shared it. So they might have a chance to get prizes just by sharing this. And as you can probably understand, this is also kind of a feedback loop because they share it on Twitter, bring other people, they share it on Twitter, bring other people. So this really contributed to the whole growth and motion of the event. Those 2 things were kind of like the main thing to bring unlimited amount of developers. So the second event, we actually finished with more than 15,000 developers registered to the event. If you like this video so far, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. It helps me a lot to understand what you like and what you don't like. I will say it in every video. I really hope somebody will just click that subscribe button. But then you ask yourself, okay, if I have a company or I have an open source repository, where is this going to affect my repository, as this is an external event and people can contribute to any repository that they want? What we've done is a few things. First of all, since we are Novo, we pushed people to Novo to contribute code to Novo. But the second thing was actually to create bonuses. So we had a lot of bonuses in our competition to do different stuff to achieve different things. So for example, if you go and star the Novo repository, you will get 1 bonus point. If you fork the repository, you get 1 bonus point. You join the Slack group, you get 1 bonus point. And this really helped with the growth, not only of Novo, but all of our sponsors. The thing about Hack Squad that this is a very complicated event. We have for sponsors. And each of those sponsors, except for participating in Hack Squad, participate in Hacktoberfest. And we'll talk about this in the next section. But generally speaking, they are very, very, very busy. So you need to start planning Hack Squad around 3 months before. There is just 1 month to build a system like Hack Squad, and then 2 months to actually bring sponsors. Now, the first year was a little bit harder to get sponsored, but in the second year, it was super easy and all of them got tons of value. I'm almost 100% sure that in the third year, even though I'm not in Novo, people will just beg to be inside of Hack Squad. The next thing is the actual Hacktoberfest event. So there are people that are taking 2 different approaches. The first approach is we don't participate in Hacktoberfest. This is a spammy event. We don't want your contribution. Get out. Many people do that. But I say embrace it. It's just 1 month, but it will give you a lot of benefit. What we've done in Novo, before we even started the event, 1 month before, we created 50 issues inside our GitHub repository. We haven't released them yet, so nobody will ask to solve them, but we just prepare them in Linea. And when the competition started, we released all of them. What we wanted to do is to have a very easy onboarding for most of the contributors to come and solve issues for us. And we also didn't want them to just open spammy issues of typo fixes and documentation fixes. We wanted them to take some really good stuff. And when you don't give people good stuff in Hacktoberfest, they just create shit stuff. So it's better to create a lot of good stuff. And then we also made another competition inside of our repository. If you solve 3 contributions, you get swag. This is of course made it super attractive. Now because we mixed Hack Squad plus Hacktoberfest together, then it created an explosion. And what is this explosion is? Being trending on GitHub. Now we were not trending on GitHub like we usually do, a few hours or something like that. We got to be trending on GitHub for 1 week at the top result. And this caused us to get so many more developers, so many clients, so many investors turned to us like, what the hell is going on? Novo is so popular. I had friends sending me a message about what's going on with Novo. Funny thing is, most of the world is not aware of Hacktoberfest. So they just saw us on the top feed, assuming that we are just a very good company. So I think generally it's a great event for marketing. It's also a great event to give a lot of developers value, to train them in open source, and just generally kind of push this whole open source motion. If you are not participating in Hacktoberfest, you are making a very, very big mistake.